Hey guys, Dirk the Red Panda here with Password. And if the screen looks weird that it gets stuck on the quit button, I'm actually not in the game right now. I'm reposting this video because the first 8 minutes the game crashed. And it was because the version that I downloaded had not had like the day one exe or something like that, or the RPY file. So I had to download a version older than that and play that. So basically, we'll just start from me starting the novel. So, with this out of the way, let's get into the reading. And is it showing? Yep, it is showing. Okay, so let me try a new game from here. Oh, Grizz wants to know which version you were using. I was using 0.09 for that. Now this is 0.08, which only goes up to day 6. Which, I'm not going to finish 6 days in one sitting. So, anyway, content warning, we read this. Hopefully the name Dave works. Yes, it works! Woo! Oh, wow. I really like the Dave things. Are these like little... Oh. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I had like the little bar from like the YouTube live stream showing. It looked like it was a part of the game. I was like, oh, that's a cool little design. What does that button do? Start clicking at it. Nothing. It was like just part of the YouTube bar. Anyway, let me be Dave. So, with all of that out of the way, let's get into the reading. My usual phrase, which I probably beat to death. Alright. Oh, he asked Mac or PC. Okay, I'm using a Mac 0.09 version. Or used. This is Mac 0.08 that's working. Mac 0.09 doesn't work, supposedly. So sorry of 8 minutes of bantering. We actually have it working though, so... Yeah, let me just start before we have the most boring stream in the entire world. Alright, so... Oh, man. Why did we have to meet up so early? I stretched, standing at the bus stop that was down the road from my house. Not to mention it was early. Enough so that the streets were deserted and my only company were the few birds awake at the crack of dawn. School ended yesterday, so I was hoping that I'd get some level of sleep in. Or at least something to mark the biggest vacation I'd probably ever take before heading towards whatever road life took me on. For some of my friends, that was further study. Others, it was just straight into work. The true reality of high school? Or graduating high school? And what better way to celebrate than to do one last thing together as a group? Coffee. Why didn't I stop to get coffee? I sat my bag down and patted my face, looking around. All the others were probably going to arrive soon, assuming they hadn't overslept their alarm. As if on cue, a familiar face rounded the corner, lugging behind him a large suitcase along with a cardboard tray with 2 cups of coffee. Oh boy, he has... Wait. Oh, I thought that he was blinking. I was like, is he blinking? Alright, Rosso. What voice is Rosso got? Hey, you look, conscious. Good morning, Dave. The boar in front of me snickered to himself before holding out the tray. Here, I took a detour fighting that you'd... figuring, not fighting. Here, I took a detour figuring that you'd forget to get something. I don't know why the coffee was open this early, but it was. He gently shook the tray at first when I didn't take my coffee immediately. Thanks, Roswell. As I brought the cup to my mouth, I could smell the sweet ambrosia that was freshly brewed coffee. Never heard that word, jeez. Looking at your SAT words. That first sip was enough to take the edge off, both my fatigue and the chill from the crisp morning air. I sighed out, looking to Roswell, who had his eyes trained on me, coffee clutched in both his hands as if warming himself with it. Why are you staring? You aren't excited? Roswell had the tendency to double-check these things with me, ever since we were kids. Despite moving away and only reappearing as a local a couple years ago, just like another person we know from a different novel, not naming any names, June, we picked off as if nothing had changed. Oh, I'm excited, I guess. You don't seem it. Was it a bad idea? Oh, wait, shit, I missed it. Just wait until the coffee kicks in. Ask me then. Alright, sorry. The pair of us stood around in silence while we drank our coffee. When I was about halfway done with my drink, another voice called out to us. Orlando. Oi, we're here. Good morning. I don't know what voice that was. Almost Australian. What? Oh, wait. What? Which one's which? Help! Wearing an energetic smile, Orlando jogged over with a large backpack that seemed to clang about as he bounced over, neither of which having backpacks. But I'm not being picky. Following behind a slow mosey was a very tired-looking crocodile. These are tough because they're all big characters, and it's like, I only have like one voice type. Oh, hey. Just watching the brightly scaled dragon bob up and down on his sneakers was wearing me out. I took another swig of the coffee in an attempt to down it faster. Rasa. Oh, good morning. The dragon and boar high-fived each other before turning to watch Sal get closer. Hands flexing around the handle of his duffel bag before he sat it down. Yeah, they all have thick necks. Actually, no, wait. Orlando doesn't. No, and Sal. Morning. Did you sleep well? I'm very tired, but the coffee is helping. How are you, Sal? Sleep all right? Doing okay. A little sore from yesterday, but that's about it. His attention was drawn elsewhere, it seemed, but Sal was much of a talker wasn't much of a talker, as much of a talker as it was. Maybe he was still walking up too. It was hard to say. As for me, I'm great. Nothing beats an early start for an adventure. I don't know. That doesn't seem right for a voice either. As for me, I'm great. Nothing beats an early start for an adventure. Better take your vote. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've done a new novel. So, been looking forward to this for a while. It's going to be great not having to worry about classes, to say the least. Oh, not to mention where we're going, right? How often do we get the opportunity? Oh, I know, right? Just don't expect Dave to be as enthusiastic until he finishes his coffee, though. No sooner had Roswell said it that I was grumbling on reflex, shooting them both a look, but they giggled to themselves all the same. Oh, Roswell. Dave, with Sal and Orlando here, that's what? 3 left? Plus the bus? The 3 characters that I haven't... Or no. We saw Sal. We haven't seen the hyena character yet. I'm like, so that and 2 others. So... Oh yeah, you invited Dean along too, right? He's usually good company. And Haas, yeah? Figured he'd get a kick out of this too. Wait, but that's only 2. Who's the 3rd? Before I could answer, yet another voice called out to us. Convenient timing. Oh, Dean, what a nice name. Hey, it's Fat Dean. Before I could turn to greet the voice, I was semi-tackled with an arm thrown over my shoulder. John Cena! Stop, I'm kidding. If he was named John, that would have been so perfect. Bummed. Dean Cena! Oh, so he's a bear. Just like a bear character I drew today on Twitter. So, Dean, I'm not late, right? Bloody alarm wouldn't go off. Well, it did, but not loud enough, I guess. Must have hit snooze in my sleep a few times. It wasn't as if he was late, but he seemed to sulk inwardly about it all the same. He was never one for wanting to be late to things. I don't get it. All these characters are like big characters. It's hard to differentiate them from each other. It's so tough. I feel like my voice is just like the same for everybody. I thought I missed something. That thick neck. They all have thick necks. Who will be my husbando? Who will be murdered? Find out. So, Russell, how are you, Dean? Tired enough to want coffee. Any love for me? Oh, he's so adorable. God, Dean. Awkward glances were shared around before Dean's eyes settled on my cup in my hands, and a smile started forming. Hey, Dave. Wakey face. Dean began to suggestively move his eyebrows as he was prone to doing when he wanted to get his way. Or at least what he wanted. He's too adorable. I'm gonna give him the coffee. You know how we're real close, right? Mind sharing that coffee? My eyes narrowed. I could feel them doing that. I swear I had no control. The look seemed to dissuade Dean from pressing any further, though. Haas. Wait. Oh, new character. Hey, big guy, don't sweat it. New character type. He's the smallest one! I thought he was gonna have a big person voice. This character would be like a good June voice. Now I have to differentiate between Roswell and Haas. How am I gonna do this? Now we know who all the characters are, at least. Besides the hyena. So, almost as suddenly as he appeared, Haas was handing off a cup of coffee to Dean, who took it and began to drink, downing half the contents first before grimacing. Morning, Haas. Sleep well? Of course. Have to always get my beauty rest in. Can't afford having crow's feet at my age. Almost as soon as he'd said it, he ran his spare paw through his mane, adjusting it slightly before taking a sip of his own coffee. If there was one consistent thing about Haas, is that he looked good. Always groomed, always smelling nice, and always wearing clean clothes, despite them having splash marks for design purposes. Sorry. Anyway, but such is the life of someone who aspires to be a star on the big screen. The fuck? You gonna be an actor? You think you gonna be an actor? Anyway, Orlando, long time no see, Haas. You excited? I think that would be a better voice for Orlando. Anyway, what did Haas say? Haas wouldn't say excited just yet, but like anything happy for the opportunity to experience something new. Not that I'm going in blind, but you don't look like a gift horse in the mouth, right? You don't look like a gift horse in the mouth. Password 2019. What? You don't look like a You don't look... Wait, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Dark.exe stopped working. What is happening? Anyway. I'm like interrupting between every single line. I'm so bad. Turning into Yuki. Anyway. Dean. Wait. Yep. What are we doing? Or... where are we going again? You weren't told, Dean? We're going to get murdered. Mansion. Sal wasn't wrong, although leaving out a bigger part of what actually was going on. That said, Roswell jumped in before Sal could finish his yawn. Yeah, the mansion. Mansion. Or Roswell. Oh yeah. My mind is, I'm like forgetting who's who now. Anyway, Russell, I organized it through some family connections. How often do you get to stay at a mansion after all?
Figured it'd be fun.
Mansion! I watched as Orlando silently cheered towards the sky in the middle of the footpath, causing enough sound from the backpack he was carrying. Thank you, sky gods, for the mansion. Oh no. So Dave. Dave. Wait, that's me. I'm like, hold on. I'm broken. I've been broke. Oh boy. So this is me now. Sorry guys for being so slow today with things. Just I haven't done a reading in a week or so, especially a new one. Anyway, Roswell, you didn't pull some kind of demonic contract thing to set all this up, did you? Plot twist, he did. As much as the excitement was starting to sink in, I didn't know Roswell's parents had that much pull. Not to mention the look on Orlando's face was amusing, with the added benefit of making him freeze in his tracks. What the fuck? Well, Roswell's surprise face is fucking hilarious. It's just like, shit. Oh shit, man. Roswell laughed, shrugging despite the growing panic taking over Orlando's excitement. There was no answer, and without confirmation that we weren't getting sold off to a demon, Orlando started getting antsy. It wasn't, right? The bus pulled up soon after, with the question remaining unanswered. Sal loaded his things on first, followed by Roswell, then Orlando hurriedly after, still seeking an answer. Wait, where's our last character?
Well, whatever reason we got this deal, I'm happy. It'll be nice. An early taste of the good life, huh?
Haas followed the others onto the bus, leaving Dean and I the only ones left on the curb. So, I looked to Dean, the bear seemingly done with his coffee but fidgeting about something else. Hey, I was joking about the demon thing. You know that, right? Or no, wait, that's me, sorry. I would see Dean saying that. Hey, I was joking about the demon thing. You know that, right? Oh, yeah. That's not it, just... Dean dropped his bag off his shoulders, placing both of his big hands, they're both bags, placing both of his big hands on my shoulders. He was wearing his sly smile, wanting to say something. I do need some coffee or some water. I looked at him back, expecting him to say something sappy or overly forward like he was prone to do, but he suddenly looked away, eyes narrowing to a scowl. Oh, what is he doing here? The other new character. Oh, I forgot there's like a doggo character, and then there's like a hyena character, I guess. So. Oh. Salty much? I was gonna say, I'm trying to think. If it was a lizard character, I'd be like, typical rivalry, but I don't know, I was gonna go with that. If Haas had the Pink Panther voice, I don't even know what that is, because like, Pink Panther voice was only like once or twice ever used. Anyway, the wolf slowed to a jog, then a walk. Eyes flicking up to the bus and the faces of the others peering out of the window down at the new arrival. Much like Dean, they shared similar looks. Tyson. Hey. Tyson's eyes flicked back down to mine. Just in time, yeah. Dean threw his bags into the bus and hopped on board, grumbling. Hey, Tyson. Oh, now he's happy. Hey, yourself. You said it first. Oh, yeah? Well. Tyson was the last person we were waiting on, and honestly, there was a very good reason why I hadn't told the others he was coming. Roswell only agreed that I could invite an extra and didn't push for details, a blessing in disguise given Ty's reputation. He's a bad boy. Well, it's good to see you. Don't think I'll be making any friends, though. Oh? Yeah, but that's right. Easier that way. Thanks for the invite. Tyson loaded his things onto the bus and I followed suit. I watched as Ty pushed down the aisle, sitting at the very back, away from all the others, a few rows of seats between him and the next closest. Transition, driver. Everyone comfortable? All right, buckle in. This is going to take a good couple hours. Without so much as a second thought, the bus lurched and we were off. I took a seat midway down the bus and sat back. This was as good a time as any to catch up on some sleep before we arrive. As it turned out, though. So tell me about this place, Dave. Is it a mansion? It's a mansion, yeah? Yeah, Roswell pulled some strings and got permission to let us all stay there for a month. You know, to get a taste of the high life. Wait, so Roswell's loaded? How much does it cost to rent a mansion for a month? Why are you asking me? Roswell's right there. I looked over and sure enough the boar was listening in, broad grin on his face. Yep, got it for a steal too. What? Did it cost us? Or what did it cost us? Oh, you know, only our souls. Roswell's the villain the whole time. I'm calling it right now. Sure enough, Roswell laughed as soon as Orlando's complexion paled. Poor guy looked like he was about to faint. At least it distracted Orlando enough. The dragon decided to pester Roswell as to whether or not he was telling the truth. Sal was off to the side, just looking out the window and paying no one any mind. Haas seemed to be reading a magazine, and Dean was fiddling with something on his phone. Then, right at the back was Ty, who was stretched out over the seats, watching everyone else on the bus and looking bored, because he was a cool guy. Ooh. Decisions. We've come too far. We must save. Talk to Sal, talk to Ty, talk to Haas, get some sleep. What about Dean? I want to talk to Dean. I don't know if this is going to change anything. Talk to Sal, talk to Haas, just waiting for the lag to kind of go off. Sleep for one vote. Everybody saying hi to Akira, so hi Akira. This is Password, a new game that I started playing. One person says hi. In other words, sell my soul to the devil. Got it. Alright, another vote for Ty. Let's see what Ty has to offer. Yeah, the scene obviously won't advance, but everybody's really fond of Ty. Anyway, with Tyson all the way at the back, we could have a private conversation without the need of the others necessarily listening in. Besides, I feel like I owe him an apology. Yeah, that's actually nice. I could feel his eyes bore into me as I got closer, the gentle swish of his tail signaling that he was at least relaxed. Hey. I sat down next to Tyson, although he made no effort to move his legs, if anything, spreading himself out further. What's up? Nothing. How's the bus going? Just fine. Why? Worried about me? My eyes trailed down just enough to notice the lewd gesture he was making with his hands, and I thought I'd brought that back up quick enough that he didn't notice. I was wrong. Knew it. I'm out of your league, though, pup. Am not. Are you confessing to me, Dave? Again, he roared with laughter, and looking back, I could see a few sets of eyes on us, giving us disapproving looks. Ty wasn't so much a lusty dog as just someone that knew how to push buttons. If we were talking lewd, that'd be more Dean's style. Ooh. Knew it. No wonder they're rivals. They're trying to get the best boy husbando type. Anyway, that said, Ty was a bully, or was when we first met. Somehow, I managed to get out of being a target of sorts for his cruelty, but that didn't mean the others were immune. You wish? Ty rolled his eyes and settled back in. I really hope I don't regret extending the invitation out to him. Can't let him monopolize my time while we're there too. Oh, we could talk to all of them. Oh, might as well talk to Sal. I figured that if anyone wasn't going to talk my ear off, and at the very least give me a clean break if I needed it, it would be Sal. Hey, Sal. Sal? What? He sounded tired, and eyed me off carefully. I didn't think I was being that much of a bother, but I was becoming too much like Orlando? Or like Roswell? Just checking in. Oh, alright. Sorry. Must be the fatigue. Sal's never been much of a conversationalist. Big words, man. But he's placid enough. And flaccid enough, too. It took some time to understand that he wasn't been... Wait, what? It took some time to understand he wasn't been abrupt on purpose. He just liked... What? I'm sorry. Moving on. Chances are, if the two would talk, he'd get on well with Tyson. But that wasn't likely going to happen. I heard there's a gym here. At the mansion, I mean. And a pool. Sal's eyes lit up, although they remained looking out as the scenery passed by. He didn't seem up to conversation, and I returned to my chair. Ooh, I wonder who I'm going to talk to now. I approached Haas carefully. He seemed to be enjoying the magazine without anyone else bothering him, but I figured it was at least polite to check in. Good magazine?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
He closed it with a snap and threw it on the seat beside him, and half the population disappeared. It looked new. Some sort of gossip magazine, maybe.
Picked it up on the way to the bus. Didn't think the 7-Eleven...
Copyright! No, I'm kidding.
would be carrying this issue, but they were, so I bought it.
That would have been funny if they called it like the 610 or the 812.
I bought it from the 913.
Or even better yet, just like random numbers to make it like completely clueless. Like, I went to the 1738. or no, even better, I went to the 420. Why is my mind going off to places? Anyway.
Standard stuff, though. Columns about what's in, what's not, who's dating who won what, you know, normal stuff.
That kind of stuff is useful. In pop culture, it is.
Sorta. Good to keep up to date on what's happening. But other than that, it's just for fun.
Haas picked up the magazine again, flicking through it until he was near the end.
It has crosswords, other basic puzzles, a quiz. Has the horoscopes in here too if you want yours read.
I loved horoscopes, even if I didn't like actually believe they were real. It was always fun to read horoscopes. I remember the Taco Bells as a kid. Like, as a kid, I would go to Taco Bell and they would have those horoscope magazines, and I would always pick those up. Those are awesome. I don't know why they stopped that. May have been just my Taco Bell. Yeah, whatever. Wait. Oh. I thought Blue Skies was talking about the voice. I'm like, some people don't like my June voice, which I'm totally understand, because it is kind of grating on people. So, I'll pass. Thanks.
You're welcome to if you were bored. After I'm done, of course.
Maybe? I'll let you know. Oh, before I forget. I followed his glance back towards the end of the bus.
What's the deal with him?
Oh, Ty? He's a friend, I guess.
A friend, huh? Well, so long as he doesn't go making any trouble, we should be fine.
Oh, see you, Oscar. Great seeing you here. Too bad I couldn't get you for longer with the whole errors and everything with the program crashing. Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, the thing with the magazines, that was like something that happened like I was probably like it was probably between like the ages like 6 and 10 for me, so probably like 10, 15 years ago. Like they had them like in the mid 2000s. I remember them being there in like the mid late 2000s. They used to. They don't anymore though. So, anyway, moving on. All right, you've probably only heard what he's done given you moved here at the start of the year, right? Moved here sooner. Started at the school at the start of the year, remember? But yeah, God carries a reputation. Oh, that's funny. Characters that I give the June voice both seem to be like June. Coincidence? I think not. I promise he's fine. Mostly. Mostly, really. Guess we'll see then. If you reckon he's alright, I'll give him a chance. But that's all he's getting, yeah. Seems fair. I'll let you get back to the magazine. I might go get a nap in before we arrive. Go get a nap in before we arrive. With how you look clutching that coffee, I'd say you need some rest. Haas patted my shoulder and went back to his magazine, and I went back to my chair to figure out if it was nap time or not. Is it nap time? I think it's nap time. I settled into my chair and closed my eyes, figuring the best way to pass the time would be to get some sleep. If we were going to be on the road for a few hours, may as well not be cranky when we arrive. I got to sleep easily enough, the excited chatting by Orlando and Rosso being most of what made up the white noise. I must have been asleep the whole way, as the next thing I felt was warmth and the smell of honey. Dean! As I opened my eyes, I received another wave of warm, honey air on my face and locked eyes to Dean, who was only inches away. Oh my god, you're too cute, Dean. Wait, hey! Personal space! Dean let himself get pushed back. No way I was moving that much bare without spending a lot of time at the gym. We're pulling up to the mansion now. Figured I should wake you. Sure you were, Dean. Sure. He sheepishly grinned and went back to his chair, shooting me a look before he turned away. The driveway was long and parted the trees of the forest surrounding the place. I didn't know much about the specifics of where we were going. After all, it's a fancy mansion. Who would question these things? The bus came to a stop, pulling up opposite the front door, and we started to pile out. Tyson was the last to leave, and I figured that was both to swat my rear and to not cause any hassles with anyone else. Ooh, fancy mansion. We looked up at the mansion, all of us standing there just outside the bus with our bags. This was going to be our house for the next month. If the excitement hadn't set in before, it was now. This place is amazing! I know. This is the best. The two of them seemed to be enjoying themselves. It's big. No kidding. Those two were on the money, although Dean must have been stunned if he didn't follow that one up with some sort of suggestive comment. That's what she said. Don't see myself living in something like this. I figure something more modern. Modern. Makes you feel like a king, that's for sure. Still, don't reckon I'd be happy living here forever. Good thing it isn't forever then, Ty. Foreshadowing much? I swear, it feels like they're foreshadowing so much here. The driver hopped off the bus and stretched, looking around to make sure everyone and everything had left the bus. Well, I see you got all your things. I'll be heading off then. Enjoy. I'll be back in a month. Until then, suffer. With nothing more than a salute, the driver got back on the bus and drove away. Well, we're here. Enjoy, everyone. Roswell led the way up the large stairs leading up to the front door, knocking briskly. We all filed along behind, watching as the door opened to reveal a butler, sharply dressed and seemingly getting on in years. Butler: good day, everyone. Master Roswell, I presume? Master. That's me. Very good. If you'll all follow me, we can get you settled in. Orlando, can we have a look around? Or a tour? I don't need a tour. Just point me in the direction of the room I'm staying in. I shuffled uneasily. I could feel I could feel the others give Ty the evil eye, but now wasn't the time to bring it up. Besides, Ty had a thick enough skin that he'd be able to take a few nasty looks. With a polite bow, the butler gestured up the stairs. You will find the living quarters just up the stairs on the first floor. Additional faculties exist on the floor above and in the garden outside. Orlando, wait. I'm gonna go take a look around. Are we meeting up for dinner? Lunch? Probably not a bad idea. Give us a chance to stretch our legs and check where we're living. Assuming that's allowed. So long as you refrain from damaging the estate, wandering is allowed. Please do be careful, though. I shall arrange refreshments to tide you over until dinner. So we all broke away to have a look around the place. First up was the first floor, where we promptly found our rooms to drop our bags off. From there, we were free to explore the mansion as we pleased. This is a giant mansion. Let's explore outdoors. As big as the mansion was on the inside, the garden stretched around the perimeter to the woods that surrounded the place. Gotta get myself killed. Alright. Oh, never mind, this isn't forced. Even as I left the building proper, I could see the garden span far beyond what I had originally given it credit for. Oh, there's Dean. It's pretty great, isn't it? Dean and Sal were hanging out nearby, just looking around and taking things in. It didn't seem they were having much in the way of a conversation, with Dean practically rushing over the moment I stepped outside. Wait, got a greenhouse too. Haven't had a proper look inside, but whatever's growing in there seems to be faring well enough. Hedge maze. With a single finger, Sal pointed out the hedges in the corner of the garden. Seems big. My eyes flicked across to Dean, who was already opening his mouth with a sly grin on his face before noticing I was silently judging him. Well, not so much judging as wondering if he had to go for it every opportunity. My hand's like back here ready to just slap him for that one. God damn it, Dean. Maybe we should check it out sometime. Maybe make a competition out of it? Sal shrugged and continued looking around while I turned back to Dean. So Dean, remind me, your family is in the lumber business, right? He's gotta have that sexy lumberjack plaid like Spencer. That's the gist of it, yeah. Well, part of the family at least. Always just figured I'd go into the family moving wood, chopping down trees. Because his morning wood wasn't enough. What, and Old Smoky is fine with that? Being racist or speciest? Gramps used to be a firefighter. Wasn't much for the logging business, but understood you need wood to build houses. Dean's grandfather wasn't the Smoky Bear, but that's what we call him. Being a firefighter and a bear just makes that nickname kind of stick. Not that his grandfather said anything to dissuade us from using the nickname anyway. How is he these days, anyway? He's good. Whole family is good, really. Don't get to talk to them a whole lot these days. You know how it is, yeah? Suppose that's true. Sal seemed to be listening in, but made no effort to contribute. What about you, Sal? Wrestling still your thing? He looks like he would just kill me if he tried to wrestle me. Oh, he's grinning. Yes and no. Physical therapy. Wrestling is a hobby. What is it with alligator and crocodile people all being physical therapists? It's like they're all big boys, and then they all just are therapists. They're so fragile, they're so gentle, but they could break your neck if they wanted to. Anyway, what? Like wrestling on the TV? That sort? Yeah. John Cena. I'm not kidding. I met Sal at the gym one night when I was working for a short stint to earn some cash. Turns out being a crocodile, not an alligator. Wait. Is Dozer an alligator or crocodile? I think Dozer is an alligator. Anyway, turns out being a crocodile comes with a natural talent for submissions. Something to do with death rolls or something. If Dean was narrating this, oh god, that'd be great. Good exercise. Dean nodded appreciatively, but wasn't sure what to ask, if anything, given how less than wordy Sal was being. I'll leave you guys to it. With a wave from Dean, I headed back inside. I'm gonna do the basement last, because that one's gonna be the spookiest. Let's start with the ground floor. The ground floor of the mansion didn't seem all that exciting. Well, at least as far as activity. Standard affair of what you'd actually expect of a classy hotel, really. Orlando peeped his head out of a swinging door, gesturing me to come closer. Hey, come check this out! Almost as soon as he appeared, he disappeared back into the room he emerged from. Hey, Orlando, where did you... I realized as soon as I'd gotten close to the door, the sounds, the smells, it was clear what room this was. The kitchen! I found the kitchen! He gestured wide before jogging over to a large cabinet running the length of one of the walls. It's got anything you could hope for in the ways of ingredients, even the expensive stuff. What? Are we talking like caviar or something? Well, kind of. Think saffron, truffles, that sort of thing. Although there might be caviar in the fridge. Have you had caviar before? Can't say I have, although to be honest, it isn't really something that interests me too much. Orlando was all about the baking right from the day that we met. Sometimes he'd have this lingering cinnamon scent about him, and the bread that he makes is the fluffiest you could imagine. Something about the yeast liking how warm his hands are when he's kneading the dough. Were you interested in trying it? Don't know. Just figured a place like this would have caviar, you know. Mansion? Mansion? Still, gotta see if I could use this space to do some baking later. Have to keep my skills sharp after all, right? Give me a shout when you do. Oh, and if you're baking, cookies? Sure, I can do cookies. Probably not a bad idea. If we get peckish just in case they decide to start billing us. Somehow, I see some of the others accidentally giving caviar a try as a midnight snack. Are you the only one here? I haven't seen anyone on this level of the mansion. Pretty sure. I think I passed Dean and Sal when they were heading out back. Honestly, can't say I was paying that much attention. We just saw them, so, I mean... Well, alright then. Might continue exploring and see what else is around. Take care. I'll see you at dinner, I'm sure, assuming I don't cook it myself. With a hearty laugh, Orlando waved me off and I continued wondering. And we're gonna go up to the first floor. Figuring that we were staying on the first floor, it made sense to check out what else was on the same level. Each of us had our own rooms, which, while not surprising, did feel a little lonely. That's actually my dream, having my own room. Usually, hotels and such bunked up as many people as they could to maximize the space, but this was hardly the same. There were so many rooms, though, probably for the staff of the mansion. Speaking of, the staff seems scarce. Shy of that one butler, that is. Maybe they were on vacation? The place seemed clean enough that there must have been others around to at least maintain the place. Still, given the amount of rooms, we seemed to have spread out among those available. I guess we were looking for privacy? Maybe it just ended up that way. Searching a floor with no one to talk to was lonely. No point sticking around here. In the second floor, there was another level above where the bedrooms were, and according to the butler, that's where the other things were. I climbed the stairs and ran into both Haas and Roswell, the pair seemingly at the end of a spirited talk about how they were finding the place.
This place is pretty ritzy, Dave.
Or no, Haas. Yeah, that's Haas.
This place is pretty ritzy, Dave. They even have one of those fancy glass sitting rooms on the floor.
Glass sitting room?
I think it's called a conservatory. At least that's what I think it was in that board game.
Oh my god, they have a conservatory. Jeez, that's gonna be insane.
Honestly, don't know. But it's relaxing and has some great acoustics. Might practice some lines in there later. There's a museum too. Well, it's more like a trophy room, but there's a bunch of old things on display.
Haas and I met at the start of the year properly. Apparently, some failed TV star was planning on moving into the neighborhood. Never thought it'd be someone like him. Couldn't become a child star. Womp womp. Apparently, the reality TV show he was planned to be on got axed. Funnily enough, turns out one of Dean's cousins was also planned to be on the show. Kinda how we ended up crossing paths. The day we met, I wandered into an improv session by accident and had good energy. Haas has used me as a sounding board for lines ever since. As for Roswell, we met as kids. He was really into black magic back then. He was really into magic back then. Not so much the occult stuff, but more straight magic. Card tricks and all that. Or is he?
It's a shame they don't have a skeleton on display, but that would probably take up too much space.
Not only that, but I'm sure you would be bugging Sal and Orlando to come stand by it for the sake of comparison, right?
Hey, doesn't need to be a dinosaur skeleton. Although, now that you mention it, there's a library up here too. One of those big ones. Looks like it might go across a couple floors too. Didn't really check it though. And a small study too.
Huh? Wonder what they needed with all those things. Who used to live here anyway?
Don't ask me. I don't know. Wait, so this isn't one of your folks' houses? Or any of your relatives?
That's a nice little shocked face. I could pet Haas on the head for that. Good Haas. Roswell.
Well, maybe. I don't really remember the details. Only that my parents said it was okay and they handled the rest from there. They sold their souls.
You don't remember whose house this is?
I was just so excited, I kind of stopped listening partway through their conditions that we used the place.
And no stealing souls and murdering each other.
After all, when you get told you can spend a month at a vacation with everything paid for, who needs to worry about details?
And don't open up the secret book of magic.
Well, the butler seemed to...
Am I doing that voice right?
Well, the butler seemed to be expecting you, so I'm sure we're allowed to be here. Just, now you've got me curious.
Aw, thanks, Akira. I was kind of shooting in the dark with that one. Maybe there's something around that to tell us whose place this is?
Supposedly, we could also ask the butler when we see him next, right? Yeah. So, well, now at dinner, at the very least, right? No harm done.
The toughest thing is transitioning between Haas's voice and Roswell's voice.
Like, Roswell's is kind of high like this, but then Roswell's is kind of a high pitch too, but it's like more groggy like this.
So it's like I go back and forth. It's like my two high voices. I'm just like, I gotta finally pick the difference. Anyway, but you guys don't want to hear that. So anyway, Haas shook his head with a sigh, but he was still smiling.
I'm going to keep looking around up here for a bit. Me too.
Alright, I'll catch you guys later then. Toodles! Sorry. No, we can't explore the second floor. What was the second floor anyway? Alright, spooky basement time. There was apparently a lower level to this place, and after a bit of searching, I found the stairs leading down. Don't die. God, it's dark down here. Isn't there a light? No, it's a horror movie. There's no lights. Ooh, this looks like something you get murdered in and kidnapped. Nice. This looks like something that Chase would get kidnapped in. Oh, God. Think about Echo. As if answering my question, the light flicked on, a large area similar to the foyer with various other rooms connecting off it. The hairs on the back of my neck started to stand on end. I felt something watching me, and then suddenly the heavy hands on my shoulders. Boo. Ah, scary noises. The sound I made next was not manly by any stretch, but Tyson got a kick out of it. Whoa. Didn't think I'd get you that good. You're terrible. You turned the lights off on purpose. Me? Nah, never turned them on. My night vision is good enough to see in the basement just fine. I did notice that his gaze was unfocused, as if he was trying really hard not to close his eyes or squint. Must not blink. Yeah, and you totally didn't just blind yourself to scare me. Yeah. Anyway, there's not much down here. There's the gym, only thing worth mentioning. Really? Just a gym? Gotta pump some weights! Well... Ty looked across to another door leading off from the room we were in. It was big, looked heavy, and honestly seemed out of place given how the rest of the place looked. I should have stopped there. It was big, looked heavy. That's what she said. Anyway, probably best if I just showed you. Come on. I followed Tyson too, and then through the door until we came into another room. Smaller, but with another door equally out of place. Ooh, spooky room. The hell? What kind of room is this? That's not... Or wait, did I miss something? What kind of room is this? That's not it. Looks like there's a combination lock on the door. Or like a password or something. Oh, if I only had an alcoholic drink here, I'd chug the whole thing for that one moment. Instead, I got water. No, I don't want to chug the whole thing. I don't want to waste all my water. There should be a drinking game where it's like anytime they mention password, we're drinking. I tried a few times to just to see what would happen, but nothing. Just beeped angrily at me. Sure enough, next to the door was a little panel with a keyboard on it. Luckily, on my first try, I got it. No, I'm kidding. So, is the password a word? Hence the term password? I guess. Doesn't tell us how... How it's so southern on that moment? Doesn't tell us how many letters, though. There's nothing that lets you know how many so you can put in before it freaks out. Oh, well... It just starts putting in like R-E-E-E, and just keeps going. Password accepted. I pressed the A button on the keyboard over and over.
That's what I would do, listening to the chime it made to confirm it had been registered. Or at least that's what I assumed the sound meant. After a while, though, it seemed as though nothing had changed. Wow, you're not kidding. Don't open this. It's like Roswell's parents also are like, don't open the secret door in the basement, or else you'll all have murdering apes kill you.
Anyway, it's just a door. No telling what's on the other side. And frankly, unless it's a buttload of gold we get to keep, I don't care. Too much effort. I guess so. Still, my curiosity was piqued. At least he's not a cat, because otherwise the curiosity would kill him. Maybe. Input password. Ooh. Password time. Hold on, let me... I'm just gonna put it there. Input password. Oh my god, password backwards. Oh, you're stupid. Billionaire? Question mark? Word pass, the password's password. What else could I put in there? Cultural appropriation. Sorry. Let me think of things that would be of the times. Maybe it could be lumberjack. Password 1. Let's try lumberjack. When I hit the enter button, much like Ty described, it just beeped angrily. Yep, that's what it did for me too. Ah well, guess we'll never know what's behind it. Not without the password anyway. Game over! Yay! Like I said, only thing I care about is the gym. Fact that it's down here means I can stay out of the way of the others, yeah. Is the password. Oh god. Sure, until Sal finds it, and then you might have a good workout buddy. Ugh, just had to ruin it, didn't you? What? What did I do? You might get on with Sal. But, well, he doesn't talk a whole lot, so he's got that going for him. I could only shake my head. I'm probably gonna do some weights until it's time to eat. Rest of the house doesn't interest me much. I'll see you later, yeah. Yeah, sounds good. I wonder what I can do now. Should I wait for dinner? Or should I wait for dinner?
Oh, never mind, we're in a bed. Before I knew it, a chime sounded throughout the house. Given the time, it must have been a dinner bell, or something to that effect. That, or an extremely old-fashioned fire alarm? Oh, Dave, it's dinner time. It's dinner time. Roswell was calling out from down the hall. From the sounds of things, he was searching for me specifically. Had all the others made their way downstairs? Coming! Roswell rushed ahead of me, taking the stairs to the first floor 2 at a time, visibly excited again. As for dinner, it was easy enough to find. The smells wafting in from the dining room were too enticing to resist. I don't know why I read it that way. I may not be a dog, but I can follow my nose. I skipped into the dining hall and was greeted by a spread of food far too impressive and grandiose for just the small group of us. Dave, welcome! Don't mean to brag, but I reckon I did a great job of helping with dinner. Wait, you made this? He helped. Orlando laughed nervously with Sal's steely gaze reining in his boasting. As I looked at the table, it seemed as though everyone had decided to spread out, having 1, sometimes 2 seats in between them and the next person. The table was so huge, so it allowed us to spread out. But wasn't this a bit much? Eyes were on me suddenly. Seemed like they were waiting for me to start, but where to sit? Oh boy. Decisions. I'll let you guys vote, but I think I know who I'm gonna sit next to. Any minute now.
That was a good password, Akira. I'm gonna go next to Dean, actually. I bet you guys are gonna vote, but it's too late. So, oh, what's up, Kamari? Everybody wants Tyson. Why? Why does everybody want Tyson? Two votes for Dean, Roswell, Dean, or Tyson. Dean. Now it's split. I really want to see what Dean's like. Like I said, I can save here and go back another time. This is like the extracurricular activities. Whoever you sit next to decides your whole fate. Ooh, Dean. Is that because you played him, Llywd? Or you did his route? I am going next to Dean. Anyway, I could see him eyeing me off. Sly grin only growing bigger as I got closer. He didn't say anything. Instead, just watching was I put my hand on the back of the chair next to his. Cool if I sit here? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it, handsome. I rolled my eyes, already wondering if I was going to regret sitting here. Already with the flirting Dean. Hey, if it's not a date. Hey, it's not a date, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, you know the deal, though. I get it. Not actively looking for a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. Can't blame me for trying, though. To Dean's credit, he's been trying his best to ask me out on a proper date for a while now, changing things up every now and again. Sometimes it'd be coffee, sometimes dinner, but ultimately they all fell apart because of one thing or another. Well, can't blame you now. I'm flattered. But you still come on too strong sometimes. Anyway. Ouch. Still in the friend zone, huh? Only if you don't keep it in your pants. Who knows? You might get lucky while we're here if you play your cards right. Yeah, like my room tonight. Oh, God. I couldn't help but laugh. I got used to being able to tell when Dean was legitimately trying to flirt versus when he was just riling me up. Still, we got on well, great as friends, and if he ever managed to get himself under control, he'd probably make a decent boyfriend. So, settling in all right? Yeah, doing all right. This place is huge, though. Huge? Huh? Know what else is huge? That face is like... That's like a perfect, immature face. I groaned, rubbing my face and shooting him a look. And rubbing his... Hey, I wasn't going to say what you were thinking I was going to. Oh, yeah? Then what were you going to say? I had a look around the woods surrounding the place. Nothing more than checking out the tree, but the woods seemed to go on forever. How best to put it? From the looks of it, you could maybe hike for a whole day and still get nowhere. No way you could see that far. How would you even know how far it stretched just from the outside? Trust me, I know wood. I'm sorry, I'm being cheesy. I groaned again, just as the butler from before came out wheeling a little cart, trays sitting on top with little domes sitting over the top of each plate. Dean's attention was drawn to food, momentarily forgetting I was sitting next to him. Not that he was the only one staring at the food being delivered to each of us. I made everything to everyone's particular sensibilities. Master Orlando, helped. Down a ways at the table, I saw Orlando beam with pride. Although who knows just how much he helped, or even if he truly helped at all. I only knew him to know his way around baking and little else. If there are any issues, please feel free to call out. Although I doubt you'll find much amiss. I battled Dean's hand away from the food laid out in the middle of the table, the bear feigning a hurt look. I should point out that the food on the table is made of wax for decoration's sake. Please refrain from trying to eat it unless you wish digestive issues. The butler wheeled his cart off right after, leaving us to our meal. Well, that's sad. Wow, this looks good. We had all shared various gasps and sounds of awe as we lifted the domes covering our meals. The food presented to us better than we could have imagined. We'd best think, Oh yeah, does the butler have a name? The question circled around the table, with Roswell seemingly getting a kick out of people guessing various names.
Benson. His name is Benson, guys.
Did you call Master Roswell? Benson was sticking his head out of the door, leaning into the kitchen a mere second after his name had been said, almost as if he were listening into the conversation.
No. Just introducing you, kind of.
Ah, do not concern yourself with that, Master Roswell. I'm merely here to serve. Pay me no mind. Before Roswell could get a word in otherwise, Benson had retreated back into the kitchen where sounds of pots and pans clanging together in what was presumably the sink echoed forth. Benson, huh? Gotta admit, was half hoping it was something like Jives or Alfred. Why? No reason other than I'd find it funny, really. The rest of the meal went without issue, and when we were all done, Benson took away our plates and replaced them with desserts. Much to Roswell's delight, he did get pudding, and we left the dining room well fed and tired. Well, I'm beat. Time to turn in, I think. Haven't eaten that well in a while. It was good. Very good.
Restaurant quality, that's for sure. Probably even better.
You're telling me that perfect mix of restaurant and home cooking.
Benson is a very good cook. Probably better than Orlando.
I winced, feeling Orlando tense up beside me. Still, the look on his face made it clear that he was finding it hard to disagree. I could see him having the face of, like, when you don't tell somebody you're vegan for 5 minutes. Like, that meme. That's just Orlando right now. Somebody make that a meme. Or somebody make that meme with Orlando. Still, time for bed, I think. At least I'm with Dean on this one. Sidling closer, I felt Dean shuffle up right next to me before he wrapped an arm around my shoulder. Oh, you're with me, are you? Knowing where I'm going? Oh, God. Dean, get away. Back off, bear. There had been a few times that I'd heard the tones in Ty's voice. Angry, possessive. I wonder what other canine characters have that trait. But it was enough to make Dean back off, mostly out of surprise. Put it away, Dean. As for you, Wolf, mind your tone. What? You're looking to pick a fight over how I talk? If that was talking, I'd hate to have a civil conversation with you. Tyson and Orlando had devolved into snarling at one another. This was getting out of hand fast, and I wasn't really sure how to break it up. Thankfully, Sal seemed ready to step in and grab Ty under the arms, lifting him just enough off the ground that he couldn't do much of anything to anyone. As for Orlando, Haas pulled him aside and, from the looks of things, started running breathing exercises. Sorry, I didn't, maybe I should go to bed.
Wait, there's something I wanted to pitch in before we go to bed for the night.
The declaration seemed to calm everyone down just enough so that Roswell had the floor to freely speak.
So, we're here for a month. I figured why not make a game of it while we're here.
What sort of game? There's plenty to do here. Or, why am I using the butler voice? Why am I using Orlando's voice for Haas?
What sort of game? There's plenty to do here already, isn't there? I found out some of the doors on the first floor open up to what looks like a gaming room. So for entertainment, we're sorted, right? No, I mean something we can do as a group. Something in teams.
So you've planned something already? Oh, poor Dean.
Well, no, but
You have plans.
yeah, I just wanted to run it by Benson first before we get into it just in case. But only if we're down for something like that.
Well, I don't see the harm in a little game. Might get bored of the gaming room in the month. Plus, anything else, I'm sure.
Well, there's always the possibility we could explore the woods too.
Totally not a bad idea for murder movies.
But this would be just around the mansion. Something to do in our downtime or whatever. Sure, sounds good to me. Let me know if you get the go ahead, and if I can help at all.
Ditto. Same here, but for now, I'm going to bed. Dean shuffled off with Haas close behind and his tail between his legs.
Night, Dave.
Then Roswell. Yeah. Sleep well, Dave. See you at breakfast? Then Orlando. Ty shrugged Sal off, the croc letting him go freely before he skulked off. Sal shot me a look before giving me a silent wave and heading upstairs, leaving me in the foyer by myself. As I stood there, I took another look around the grand entry, the furnishings, the stairs leading up to the first floor. If I were a princess, I'd feel the part in the castle easily. Well, out of dress maybe too. But still, something wasn't quite right. Something foreboding that seemed to be lingering just beyond view. I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand on end, and I spun to see if Tyson was behind me again. But he wasn't. No one's there, right? Silence. Mr. Benson? More silence. Maybe it was just tiredness. After all, there wasn't anything sinister here, right? We could trust Roswell's company to not involve us in a murder mansion for a vacation, right? Right? Nothing could have beat the sight of my bed by the time I got up to my room. As soon as I lay down and my head hit the pillow, I was out like a night light. Sorry. Oh god. Yeah, foreshadowing, right? Anyway, I'm gonna save here. Oh. It just gets stuck here. That's fine. Oh boy. Return. Oh wait. Why did I do that? We're gonna end here. I'm gonna end this for day one, so... Anyway. Let me go to the main menu. Okay, that's all for this episode. But yeah, I'm getting pretty into this game so far. I thought it was gonna be like very generic and like, oh, look at this, like it's gonna be like, look at how spooky everything is. Like, it hasn't turned me off yet, so that's always a good sign. Other than that, can't really think of what else to comment on it. Not much of an impression other than it isn't bad. It's fine. I feel like it's gonna get better over time. So, you know, just waiting for it to kind of pick up. Characters aren't bad. I have such a lukewarm reception of it. But, you know, not every game can be in a Dastra or... Even Tennis Ace was kind of slow like this at first, so, yeah. It can't have a game just be so intense all the time. So, kind of relieving to have that for a start. Oh yeah, or like Notes of Hearts where you battle somebody on their first day. Ugh, dude, it's insane. Well, anyway, let's see what you guys have to say about it. Anyway. Oh, see you, Rega. So, yeah. Nothing else really to explain here, pretty much, so. I guess I might end it here if, yeah, just gotta let it sink in. So, yeah. If we're all just kind of piecing out, I might as well just end the stream myself. I have to rewatch the stream. You don't want to watch the first 8 minutes, to say the least. I'll be re-uploading it. And it definitely is a good game so far. And I'm assuming you know that because you played, like 5 or 6 days, Blaidd? So anyway, that is all I have for this episode. And until next time, take care, guys.